Because in order to truly have this clarity that you're seeking, it's going to require you to have those check-in moments, like we were just saying, and to, in a sense, watch yourself and to really watch the situation as it's unfolding. You're going to need the power of observation, an open-minded view, so you can look at all of the details, because the details will hold the nuance that tell you what kind of obstacle it is. But if you just say obstacle, what does it mean? And you don't really look at these details, you might misread it. So you have to look at the whole situation when reading the obstacle. Is the obstacle present because of an error or a mistake you have made? Is there something you have done that has brought on the obstacle? If that's the case, if you have unintentionally created an obstacle for yourself, it's got nothing to do with whether this is your life path or not. The obstacle only exists because you weren't paying attention carefully enough, in this example, perhaps hypothetically, and a mistake was made. So it's a moment for refinement. The obstacle is meant to be overcome, and it's meant to help you become more refined as a person, as a practitioner, as a human, so you don't create that same obstacle again. So if the obstacle is from a mistake you created, it has nothing to do with your path or not your path. It's just an obstacle you've created. You can include it in your path or not, but if it's an obstacle that you have made and you need to get past it, well, take the actions you need to take. Yes, creatively. So that's one example. Obstacles can be your own mistakes. Correct those mistakes, learn the lessons, move on. Obstacles can also have to do with your approach. You may be approaching the other person, you may be approaching the other situation that you're dealing with from an energy foundation that's not really aligned with what the others in that dynamic are aligned with, be it a situation, be it a relationship, be it another business. Your energy might be too different from that group's energy. As a result, the approach, how you come off to them, how you interact with them, it might create obstacles because of the difference. Remember, too much vibrational distance between yourself and others can act as a type of obstacle, a barrier, a wall. So another form of obstacle can sometimes be the ability or inability to feel connected to those around you and other people. And sometimes that occurs if you are too vibrationally different from them. So that's something you have control over. You control your vibrations. In other words, strive to be relatable to people, strive to connect with people, strive to deeply listen to people when they're speaking to you, strive to make that connection. Obstacles can also come from this. Sometimes you are attempting to really do something that has nothing to do with your path, with your purpose, with your excitement. And sometimes the impact of those deviations can affect other people. It can affect the timeline even if they become extreme enough. So life will present obstacles that are meant to stop the person. That's another form of obstacle. And usually if you just have the check-in moment and you really look at yourself in that moment and ask what your motivations are, why you got into the situation, you'll see very clearly if this situation that has presented the obstacle, if you encountering it, if this really is a part of your highest direction, or if you've got into this situation because of a deviation. Those check-in moments will help you to see that. If you have the regular check-in moments, you won't deal with obstacles so much. You'll more so deal with challenges. And what we mean is a challenge asks you to rise. With a great challenge, you must rise to the occasion. But notice with an obstacle, well, you sort of have to figure it out. Seeing something as an obstacle, as an O, makes it a little more like Saturn. It makes it dense. It makes it like a rock. It's less changing when it's an obstacle. But when it is a challenge, you naturally feel like you need to rise to the occasion. So just the labeling of things as obstacles will make obstacles. But the labeling of what was previously called an obstacle as challenge will cause you to rise to the occasion. So these are three ways obstacles can show up. It can be because you are off your path and that's creating a ripple that's not harmonious, so it is stopped. Another obstacle can come from being too different from the situation. There's not enough vibrational similarity. That distance, that can create an obstacle. And of course, you have the Third way, obstacles manifest. And this can be in your mindset. This can be in your interpretation of things. This can be in your attitude. So seek refinements in these areas and transform your obstacles into challenges.